Many charitable events are grassroots efforts motivated by small groups of people with big hearts and small budgets. One company decided to jump in and let you nominate and vote for the charitable cause you found most uplifting and inspiring. Joining us now is Tricia Ryan, Director of Marketing with RiceWorks, to tell us more about this big campaign. It truly is a pleasure to have you on our show, Tricia.
It's wonderful to be here, Carolyn. Thank you.
So the Show Us Your Goodness campaign has just been a tremendous success. Tell us about that.
Well, it was really birthed out of last fall. I noticed that people would constantly request at RiceWorks samples for charitable events and fundraisers. And I thought maybe there's a way to tie it together so it's a uniform program and not just being given out at random where you might like one charity and pick it over the other. So I decided to put it together in a campaign format and make it one of our communication programs at RiceWorks. So we launched last Christmas, which is a key season for charity and giving. 50% of most funds are raised at that time of year. And there was a lot of publicity in the papers around how charities were really struggling with the bad economy. People were holding back from giving, even though they're giving less than they did in the past. And so we thought this would be a perfect place to give an opportunity for charities to get their message out and to tell people about all the wonderful programs that are happening, and not just the large ones, which we know and we hear a lot more about, but some of the smaller ones that are doing great programs helping in local communities.
So tell us what you actually gave to the grand prize winner of this contest of yours.
Well, I want to also say we did set money aside, initially $30,000, but the number of people that participated was overwhelming. And we were just going to give three winners and assign three winners, one $20,000 and the other two $5,000 each. And what happened is I went back to my management group and said, there's just like something unbelievable happening here. And they agreed to award another $30,000 to the charity. And what we did is decide to have sort of the Sponsors Pick Award, where we got to give money to 30 extra charities in this program. So there was money on the line, but what I also have to say is that there was the opportunity to talk and use social media with the charities. So instead of just saying, give us money, why not tell people about your story? So we got to use the social media tools, whether it was Facebook, Twitter, we did podcasting and blogging, and it was such a gift before Christmas and after to be able to interview people at all the different charities that wanted to and do podcast interviews and post them, and we had YouTube videos, etc. And the charities then got to tell their story. It could have been from literacy to helping children with facial differences. And one of the things that did come out of the podcast interviews is that I met this wonderful mother named Cindy. And in chatting with her, I learned about Rett syndrome, and something that I didn't really know very much about. And it certainly seemed to be one of those charities that need to have a little bit noise on the internet, and so people learn more about it. And it is a disease condition that does attack most often young girls. And so through the efforts of the Show Us Your Goodness program, what we were able to do is to interview Cindy and then also find out about a lot of the other families. And certainly the Rett syndrome people got behind the cause, and they became the People's Choice Award for us. Then this is where they got online and they voted, saying that this was the most important charity needing help and noise, so that a lot of people know more about this disease condition in case their children have it, but also to raise awareness around the kinds of medicine and development and R&D that's needed to be able to cure these kinds of diseases. And so what we have is Cindy's daughter, and Isabel is just a beautiful little girl. Although stricken with this disease, she just has so much love and compassion that comes forth from her. So I'm sure all of our listeners and viewers today are going to enjoy learning about her story.
Well, let's take a look at her story here.
We went to the Dolphin Research Center today with my three children, Emily, Thomas, and Isabel. Two of my three children are disabled, and we got to enjoy a great time swimming with the dolphins.
Here at the Dolphin Research Center, we develop programs to work with special needs, either in a private program or in a public program. And in the public programs, as you saw with Isabel, we got in the water and Julie helped with her physical needs, and I helped Tommy pay attention to tasks.
A lot of our girls love the water, so anything water related is wonderful, and this was just an incredible opportunity. She got to swim with the dolphins and play with them and experience something that we couldn't do at home.
The session today that we had with Emily and Isabella and Tommy and Cindy was so much fun because to see the smiles on their faces and how they responded to the dolphins, that's one of the things I like. I get to live my dream but be a part of other people's too, and seeing that smile on their face is something that I really enjoy. And Marina loved it too.
Swimming with the dolphins was a lot of fun. I love to see my sister. She was she was enjoying it a lot.
She is more than I could have ever asked for in a teenager. She's my straight A student. She's first chair in band. She told me at the age of 11 that if I could ever take care of my daughter again, Isabel, that she wanted her. And that's the moment I knew that I had a very special daughter. Not just in Isabel, but in Emily, and I'm very proud of her.
Tricia, that was such a touching story.
It was amazing, wasn't it? I was so glad we got to share that today.
Oh, I am as well. And I don't know if you could possibly outdo yourself, but tell me what your plans are for the future.
Well, we have a great program happening this summer, which consumers can get involved with, and it's howriceworksbetter.com is where it will be publicized. And it's very similar, but once again, this was so wonderful to do that the people at RiceWorks do want to continue this kind of effort as an annual plan. So definitely get online for the Show Us Your Goodness program around December this year, and definitely next year we'll be back to tell you some more wonderful stories.
Well, I certainly hope so, and I know I speak for so many people when we say thank you for everything that you've done at RiceWorks.
It was a pleasure. Thanks very much, Carolyn, for letting me share today.
Thank you.
Green screen.